Back to Matt Patrick.
KTRH News Time is 5:47. Glad you're with us this morning. Dustin Phipps is joining us. He's part of the Occupy Houston movement. We've talked to him before, and I called Dustin late yesterday afternoon. I was very concerned about you in kind of a fatherly way. I wanted to make sure that you had not been arrested. You were not arrested, correct?
No, Mr. Patrick, I was not.
All right, well, I'm very glad to hear that. How did you keep yourself out of that? I'm surprised.
When we go out there, we talked to HPD earlier that day, and made sure that they knew where we were coming from, and we knew where they were coming from. We do that every time we have an event, and we just want to make sure that both HPD and the protesters are safe anytime we do something like this, and that's how we run things, and we made sure everyone stayed on the sidewalk and out of traffic that wasn't intending to get arrested.
Well, now you had 13 people, 12 members of the Occupy movement, and one freaky woman that apparently decided to join you and sit in the middle of the street as well. You guys started, at Market Square Park about 4 o'clock, and then you went to the Travis Street Bridge, blocking traffic, and not you specifically, Dustin, but members of the Occupy movement, in order to sit in the street and peacefully protest those that were trying to get out of downtown Houston and get back home.
Well, I see where you're going with this, but in fact, that's not entirely correct. One of the members or one of the folks who ran the street was a member of Occupy Houston, but they were not all members of Occupy Houston. This is kind of a joint effort with local community organizations and other folks that wanted to put this thing on. It's an international day of action, so everyone was involved.
So the folks that were arrested, I guess this is what I'm trying to boil it down to. The 12, I know there was one wacky woman, but the 12 other people that, at least to my knowledge, were affiliated with Occupy Houston, you're telling me now that you don't think those that were arrested were members of Occupy Houston? They were just outsiders?
Well, one of them were, but we were supporting an action that was put on here locally. We didn't specifically organize that action, but we were in solidarity with those folks and wanted to show our support with the rest of the nation and Occupy Wall Street. So are you okay with them getting arrested? I mean, do you feel that is civil disobedience and that's part of what you guys are all about? I think so, and obviously we need to come up with more concrete, effective solutions for the problems that this movement is trying to address. I mean, I think yesterday we were just trying to make a statement, that we're not going to be shooed off the porch, and we're going to stick around and make something happen.
All right. Dustin, hang on for me if you've got the time, and you owe me one, so hang on for me. When we come back here, I want to talk a little bit about what took place in San Diego. I'm going to play something for you, get your thoughts, and also where we go from here after the day of action, what we're going to do moving forward. KTRH News Time is 5:52. Joining me this morning, Dustin Phipps. He's part of the Occupy Houston movement. A day of action yesterday, not only around the country, but here in Houston. And Dustin, thanks for taking the time. I just got an email from Julie. Let me read this email to you, Dustin. She talks about how she does things in her home when she wants things done, including getting her husband to clean the dishes. But I just want to read this one line. She said, and she's referring to the Occupy folks, "These people have no tangible goal. They will lose their fight. They are too proud. They have done so much that if they back down now, they could be perceived as failures. That won't happen. It's cyclical. I don't know when, but they will learn. I hope there is someone with reason somewhere nearby. I personally am tired of it. Julie." How do you respond to that?
Well, I want to say something that may be shocking to your viewers or to your listeners, but the media and the system at large was not fair to the Tea Party. We've been called the liberal Tea Party. We're the same type of patriotic folks that want to see real solutions.
Well, you're nothing like the Tea Party. I'm sorry, I've got to call you out on that one, buddy. You do not resemble anything like the Tea Party. There were never arrests. Nobody defecated in the streets. Not to say that you did that, but there's no similarity anymore here, brother.
Well, I disagree. We tried a different style of protest, and we had a lot of unforeseen challenges with that, and we're trying to address that, and we're developing new models and new methods as we go. But most of the folks out here are not the crazies, if you will. I mean, we're college students, we're employed people, we're working behind the scenes to make this thing happen, to get some kind of effective policy change in place. We're smart folks, and we're trying to come up with smart ideas to fix this thing.
All right, just real quick, Dustin, going forward, you're going to stay there as long as you guys can, even if it gets colder?
Well, right now that's the plan. That may change. A lot of folks, especially the Occupy Wall Street people, are trying to think of new ways to approach this thing. A lot of people think, that the occupying public space idea is just not sustainable, and it's not effective, and it draws, unsavory folks that we have to then, deal with, and that distracts from the main goal.
All right, Dustin. Listen, I thank you. I thank you for coming on early with me this morning.